So when those videos came out, I feel like it was really, really low blow up by Roger.
Sammi Sweetheart Giancola just spent some one-on-one time with one of her Jersey Shore co-stars' ex-husband. She was recently seen hanging out with Roger Mathews, who went through a nasty divorce and custody battle with Jenni JWoww Farley almost 5 years ago. So what's actually going on between Roger and Sammi? The truth about their secret meetup and the long history they have with each other is seriously bizarre, so let's get into it. A few weeks ago, Sammi and Roger were spotted together at a bar in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. Interestingly, Justin May, Sammy's boyfriend of a year and a half, was nowhere to be seen. What's also crazy is that a week before they met up, Roger had liked a pretty spicy photo of Sammi that she had posted on Instagram. It showed her posing in a hammock while wearing a black swimsuit, but that's not the only picture of hers that has caught his eye. Roger has been liking a lot of Sammy's Instagram photos, especially her selfies, but that's not exactly new for him. They've been following one another and liking each other's posts for a long time. That probably wouldn't seem too strange if it weren't for some mind-blowing details. For a few years, Sammi was the only woman from the cast of Jersey Shore that Roger was following. He started following Angelina Pivarnik somewhat recently, but he seems to interact more with Sammi, and some of the comments that he's left under her photos in the past have been truly unbelievable. In November 2018, Sammi shared a photo on Instagram to promote her online boutique, Sweetheart Styles. She was wearing a black knee-length dress with a plunging corset style neckline, which the post caption revealed was from her boutique. Sammi also wrote in the caption, "Fun fact, my mom took this photo." There were so many comments under the post, and most of them were compliments about the dress and how Sammi looked. Roger not only liked the photo, but he also left a remark that was absolutely unreal. For some odd reason, Roger decided to comment, "Fun fact, my wife finds me repulsive," on Sammi's post. At the time, he and JWoww were still sort of trying to make their marriage work, despite the fact that she had filed for divorce 2 months earlier. Even though Roger was most likely joking around, it was still such a bizarre thing for him to write, especially since Sammi was just trying to advertise her business and the post literally had nothing to do with JWoww. But what happened over a year later was honestly insane. In May 2020, Sammi and her then fiance, Christian Biscardi, were in the process of planning their wedding. So when she added a picture of herself to Instagram that she'd taken during a wedding themed photo shoot, countless people commented about her appearance. In typical Roger fashion, he liked Sammy's photo, but he also complimented her by writing, "Looking good, girl." Not surprisingly, his comment received a lot of attention, but what happened next was completely crazy. Before long, In Touch Weekly wrote about Roger's comment on Sammy's photo and accused him of flirting with her. He and JWoww had separated almost a year and a half earlier, and their divorce had been finalized the previous summer. But Roger was still not happy about why he was making headlines. He shared a screenshot of the article to his Instagram story and sarcastically called it stellar reporting. The article stated that his compliment had more than likely just been friendly, but he had a valid reason for not wanting to be accused of hitting on Sammi. A few months earlier, Roger had started dating a woman named Danielle Miel, and he probably didn't want to jeopardize his new relationship. But the headline about him flirting with Sammi could have also affected his relationship with someone totally unexpected. Apparently, Roger was friends with Christian, Sammy's fiance at the time. On the screenshot that he had posted to his Instagram story, he also tagged Christian's profile. Roger claimed that they had both found the flirting allegations funny, and that wasn't all. It turns out that Celeb Magazine reached out to Roger about the ordeal, but what he revealed to them about his connection with Sammi was seriously startling. Roger explained that he didn't realize that what he had commented on Sammy's photo would be interpreted as flirting. Then he added that he and Sammi had always had a good relationship, which was a very fascinating word choice. Roger probably just meant that he and Sammi were friends, and on one hand, that makes a lot of sense. He first met JWoww in 2009 when the first season of the original Jersey Shore series was being filmed, so it's definitely possible that he and Sammi became friends then as well. Sammi was also a bridesmaid in Roger and JWoww's October 2015 wedding, although that might not exactly be saying much because JWoww had a total of 20 bridesmaids and had invited almost all of her castmates to be a part of the wedding party. But on the other hand, it's a little shocking that Sammi and Roger had stayed such close friends throughout the years, especially because of the unbelievable amount of drama going on between Roger, JWoww, Sammi, and Ronnie Ortiz Magro throughout the years. years. Roger and Ronnie spent a surprising amount of time together during the original series, and they had a lot of similarities. And after Ronnie was arrested in 2019 for physically harming his baby mama and then girlfriend Jen Harley, Roger stood up for him. According to what Roger told Us Weekly, he believed that there were two sides to the situation. He also hoped that nobody would judge Ronnie for what he had done, which seemed really toxic. Considering the troubling relationship that Sammi used to have with Ronnie, it's kind of wild that she continued to be good friends with Roger. He always used to side with Ronnie, but defending him after he was arrested for hurting his baby mama was questionable at best. Not to mention, Sammi and JWoww have had their fair share of fights in the past. They seem to get along alright now, but they're actually currently following each other on Instagram, but that wasn't always the case. In 2020, JWoww told In Touch that she didn't know if she would even be invited to Sammi and Christian's wedding. She explained that she and Sammi had drifted apart over the years, but over the next couple of years, that distance became increasingly obvious. In 2022, JWoww admitted in one of her YouTube videos that she didn't really talk to Sammi anymore. She made it sound like they weren't even friends at the time. Interestingly, when Sammi stopped following JWoww on Instagram for a while, she stayed in contact with Roger. Even after JWoww posted a clip online of Roger physically harming her, Sammi continued following him and liking his posts. At one point, she cut off communication with so many people and even blocked Snooki for a while, but Sammi and Roger have always kept in touch, at least over social media. As unusual as their friendship might seem, Sammi doesn't appear to have any romantic interest in Roger, but it's still so insane that they were recently hanging out together, just the two of them. Sammi seems extremely happy with Justin, and she actually bought a new home that they've been living in for a few months. The huge house is located in Pine Beach, which is only about 2 miles from Toms River where Roger lives. Sammi and Roger both live pretty close to Seaside Heights, so it's possible that they didn't even plan to meet up at the same bar that night. And since they're clearly friends, it makes sense that if that did happen, they would want to catch up for a little while. However, if Sammi did plan or agree to hang out with Roger one-on-one, I can't help but wonder if she talked to JWoww about it. Maybe their secret meetup will be discussed on a future episode of Jersey Shore Family Vacation, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, now that we've gone into Sammi and Roger's history and recent hangout, I want to know what you guys think. Are you surprised that they're apparently still close friends? What are your thoughts on the comments that Roger has left on Sammi's Instagram photos in the past? Let me know in the comments below.